Zelenskyy, "We will be able to instantly protect our cities from Russian bombs if US allows us to destroy Russian military aircraft at their bases."
Here's a summary of the article.
Ukrainian defense and security forces will be able to protect people and entire settlements from Russian-guided bombs if the United States takes a step forward and grants permission to destroy Russian military aircraft at their bases, President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said, speaking at the Ronald Reagan Institute in Washington. In May to June, we achieved an important victory. We stopped the Russian advance on Kharkiv, he noted. The Russian army was ordered to get into artillery fire range to shell Kharkiv. But the courage of our men and women, as well as the American permission to strike military targets in Russia, got the job done. And I am grateful to you. I am grateful to President Biden for this permission. And to everyone in the Congress who helped, the president said, adding that we are now pushing the Russian army out of the areas near Kharkiv. We also destroyed the launchers of Russian missiles that had been hitting Kharkiv for more than 2 years on a daily basis. And this gave Kharkiv protection from missile strikes, Zelenskyy said. Imagine how much we can achieve when all limitations are lifted. Similarly, now we can protect our cities from Russian glide bombs if American leadership makes a step forward and allows us to destroy Russian military aircraft on their bases. This will also yield an instant result. And we are waiting for this step, he said. And we can significantly limit Russian actions in southern Ukraine and push the occupier out of there if American leadership assists us with the necessary deep strike capabilities against Russian military and logistics in our Ukrainian Crimea, Zelenskyy said. And we are talking about this to all our partners. And all these steps would strengthen us, he concluded.
This post received a score of 18,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
There should be no restriction on military targets. They're not looking to bomb hospitals and schools.
Tell Biden, I think once he secures the next election, the USA will take a more proactive stance. If they were to give the okay now and it backfired in the field, his popularity would drop and Orange Man would take the seat. America's geopolitical power would be under threat as he only cares about himself.
From an outsider's, UK, point of view, it seems Biden is getting slated horrendously. What are the chances that Trump gets back in? The polls failed us in 2016 and I wouldn't trust them now, but it's anyone's game. It has more to do with how many people bother to, or can, vote than what either old guy says or does between now and November.
Problem is that Biden relies on the traditional forces for his election way more than Trump. People who vote Biden read and care about what the New York Times or Joe Scarborough say. Both, by the way, called on Biden to quit the race. Him losing the media and now some lawmakers and other prominent Dem figures like Nancy Pelosi actually hurts him. Ironically, it could be his undoing, by the people that want Trump's presidency the least.
The crazy part is that the Democratic Party had 4 years to look for Biden's replacement. Now that it's election year and his age can no longer be hidden, everyone is scrambling. And the even more bonkers part is all the news stories that only now are written about how reporters saw Biden's decline firsthand and chose not to say anything until after everyone witnessed the debate.
The idea that the Democratic Party is an entity that pulls the strings of everything the Democrats do is pure mythology. They can't pull the strings of Biden any more than they can pull the strings of AOC. They could stop funding Biden, but that would be about as stupid as Congress stop funding their military troops while they're overseas.
Never said strings were being pulled. What I can say is that any prominent figure who publicly spoke on Biden's diminishing mental acuity for the past 4 years, even before the 2020 election, was quickly shut down and dismissed as a conspiracy. So while strings weren't necessarily pulled, many members of the Democratic Party put their heads in the sand and somehow thought the problem of Biden getting older would be something addressed after the 2024 election.
I think that has a lot to do with the fact Biden, in my view, did a fantastic job debating in 2020. I would also say he was a fantastic orator during the SOTU 4 months ago. This recent problem seems to have happened in that recent of a time frame. Of course, that's just my opinion. I understand some people saw things differently.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to Speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.